Tuesday, again, 2 of April, year of our Lord 2024, and I'm Jim Munchback, preparing to start a new, actually this will be our final lecture in personal finance for this semester, for the spring 2024 semester. We're going to talk about the blueprint for financial success. It's kind of a summary of the course and the process, so let's get started. I do have a new sound system, microphone system, and so if you're experiencing any peaking or funny noises, please do let me know. I'm testing this today and hoping that it works just great. Okay, so I'm going to jump on over to the Zoom room and start that meeting. See how many folks we have. Welcome them aboard.
Recording in progress.
Recording in progress. We've got the looking for host. Everything's getting all geared up. Start recording. So I have this IA tool called Fathom. Do you want to use the cancel? Okay, it looks like I'm in the middle of something weird, which is always true. Okay, so let me go ahead and admit the folks. Hey, Gavin, good to see you, buddy. It looks like it's just you and me right now at the moment, which is fine, cool. This will be our last lecture. So this is going live to YouTube and Facebook. Hey, Gavin, will you do me a favor? I have a new sound system and I just need to know how's it sound? Does it sound different? Does it sound better, worse? Let's see. I'm looking for my chat now. Chat. Can you hear me, Gavin? Sounds the same, maybe a little louder than usual. Is it peaking? Like when I talk loud, do you hear static, or like that's comes from a mic that's too hot? So help me out there, bro. Does it sound no extra sounds or anything? Okay. Does it sound better than the old mic? I usually use this, well, you can't see it, but anyway, I have a cool mic. I've got a ton of mics, but this is a new wireless gizmo, I would say. So yes, okay, cool. Well, that's good to know. So you're in the Zoom room. So if you're not in the Zoom room, if you're actually watching this on YouTube or Facebook, please do leave a comment below and let me know if you have any concerns about the sound quality. Okay, cool. Let's get started. We're going to talk about the blueprint for financial success, and I'm just going to, this will be a pretty short lecture, pretty short Zoom meeting. Gavin, I want to tell you thank you very much. You've been like the most consistent student I've had this semester, and I appreciate that. I think we've got everybody trained pretty well at this point to, listen, watch the Zoom meeting on on YouTube. So that's a good thing. It took a while to get that going. So again, if you're not sure that the playlist is where it is, how to find it, just go to uhplaylist.com. It should take you to this semester's playlist. So if you're watching on Facebook, you'll want to know where to go. Try to make that easy. The playlist will be renewed, refreshed. So this playlist will actually be archived for next semester. And we're not that far from next semester. So that's coming right up. And this is our last lecture of the spring semester for personal finance. So I'm going to just talk a little bit about what's coming next. But first, let me just kind of highlight this this week's assignment. By the way, this week's assignment is optional. So that will be this week's class collaboration as well. Let me see if I can put that up. This week's class collaboration is about the optionality of the assignment for week number 12, which is the blueprint for Financial Success. That's the name of the assignment. It's week 12 assignment, and it is optional. And here's how it works. If you have sufficient points to get an A, then that means you've been doing your assignments early, you've been submitting them early, and you've been getting the extra 20% bump. That's a 10-point additional bonus points for turning your assignment in early. And if you've done that, then you have plenty of points to earn an A in the course without doing this assignment, so you do not need to do this assignment. Now, I encourage you to do this assignment even if you don't need to. It's not a difficult assignment at all, so you'll see as you read the instructions for the assignment. And I posted this in, let's see, yeah, this is a big part of your assignment. I don't want to have to sign in. But if you click on this link, it will take you to, it's going to make me sign in. I don't want to sign in. But when you go to Money Study Group, this week's assignment, this is what you'll find. Is basically the article from my book, Make Your Money Count. It's called The Blueprint for Financial Success. It was a metaphor that I used in my book. So the metaphor, sorry about that, I had the little flashing video up instead of this is the link, by the way. If you're watching this video on YouTube or Facebook, you'll see a link in the description that takes you right to this post, the post that I'm looking at. And in this post, you have a link. Read the Blueprint for Financial Success. And if you're already enrolled, if you're already logged in and enrolled in Money Study Group, then you know where that is. That's in this week's module. This week's module contains, this is just a link to this week's module, the Blueprint for Financial Success. And again, that is it's the chapter of my book. I think it's chapter 4, maybe 5 of Make Your Money Count. It's called The Blueprint for Financial Success, and that is the big idea, the metaphor that I used in that book, Make Your Money Count, to illustrate what is a financial plan, what is the financial planning process. And so that's really what this week's assignment is. It's an opportunity for you to just kind of review in the context of your financial plan in Right Capital, the process, the financial planning process. So at the beginning of the semester, I asked you, what is a financial plan? Everybody has a different a different definition of a financial plan. And so I try to lay out what my definition is and how the process works. And that starts with the FREETIC financial planning process. And if you've been part of the course, I've already gone over that. But when I became a certified financial planner, it was challenging to me to think about and not to learn the process myself, but mostly what I wanted to do was understand it in such a way that I could communicate the financial planning process in a way that made sense to the folks that I was trying to help. And so in my mind, I needed a structure, I needed a framework that was beyond the technical framework that we learned when I studied to become a certified financial planner. So in my mind, one of the things I've learned years ago, helped me through college, was memorization. And one of the ways that makes it easy to memorize things is with mnemonics, where you take letters and you create like a framework, and that's what FREETIC is. And so, as I said before, my friend Taylor, who did all of the illustrations in my books, Make Your Money Count, What Matters Most, Allied for Success, he drew me a picture of a TIC with this ball and chain, which represents the idea of FREETIC. And what that really means, what it means to me, and the reason that it worked for me is because FREETIC includes all 7 of the essential elements of a financial plan. So personal financial planning includes basically 7 essential elements. One is retirement planning. And so F stands for financial independence, which in my opinion is the main reason. Hey, are you still hearing me, Gavin? Because it looks like Looks like my mic died. I don't know if it died, turned off, but I'm assuming you can still hear me. That's weird. Maybe this light just goes off. Hey, tell me this, when I tap on the microphone, do you hear tap, tap, tap? Are you hearing that? You're not hearing? You do? That's weird because the light is off. I guess it just goes off. So this is a new tool, and this is like a fifth of the size of my last wireless mic system, and it was $100 on Amazon. So the cool thing about this mic, by the way, is I can walk away. It doesn't do me much good when I'm using my laptop, but I have a bunch of cameras that I can use this for, and you can go like 450 feet from your camera and still have the same quality of audio. So I'm excited that it's working, but it gave me a little scare because the light is off. So I'm not going to touch anything. If you tell me it's working, Gavin, I trust you. I believe you. So back to my chat about what does FREETIC stand for. And I know I've covered this before, so if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to hit the, go double time, because you can listen a lot faster than I can talk. But I do want to just mention this for the purpose of this week's assignment, because it's important to me. Okay, it's important to me that you understand the financial planning process. And when you go into write capital in your financial plan, your online premium financial planning portal, you're going to notice that there is an entire section in your plan called the blueprint. So we've used technology in a way that transfers that, when I wrote my book years ago, the blueprint was an idea, a metaphor. And so I've got lots and lots of images of the blueprint, and the blueprint is an actual, I should have brought one, but I didn't. It's an actual big blueprint. And back in the day when I would meet with a client, the first meeting I would lay down the blueprint and I would explain what it was and how I would use it, and I would use it to take notes. Now I do that digitally. I still use a blueprint, but I use my iPad. I record the meeting and I take notes, just reminder notes, but I have the recording to go back to. But anyway, if you're a financial advisor or you're ever thinking you might want to go into the business of providing financial advice, this tool is a fantastic tool to help you take your financial planning to the next level. I promise you. And it took a lot of work. It was a lot of thought went into it, but it's a very simple yet powerful tool, the blueprint for financial success in the context of being a professional financial planner. So what you're getting in this course and in this assignment is kind of a good old dose of what is the blueprint for financial success. How does that work? Why does it make sense in the context of personal financial planning? And so I'm requiring you, if you do this assignment, if you need the points, you have to do this assignment to get the points. And you do qualify if you turn it in early. By Friday at 3 p.m. you'll get an extra 10 points. But back to FREETIC, let me just explain. For me, we talked a little bit about what's important about money to you is a question that I ask folks in the course of doing a financial plan. And if you ask me that question, what's important about money to you, Jim? I would say what's important about money to me is options. I want to make as much money as I need so that I have as many options as possible to do whatever I want to do in my life. And so I worked really hard throughout my career to accumulate as much money as I could so that as soon as possible I could be in a position where I could do whatever I wanted to do, including not work, not have to work at a regular job. So I got to the point where I had sufficient funds to build my own business and not be afraid that I would run out. And I get to do things like teach this course every semester. I get to choose how I want to live my life without having the weight and the pressure of a boss. I don't like having a boss. I still have some bosses at U of H who are very flexible and very good to me, but So again, if you ask me the question, what's important about money to you, my answer would be very different than my wife's. My answer would be options. So financial independence means options. So it starts with financial independence for me. It's the number one thing in the FREETIC acronym. And then it just goes through the rest. Risk management, which is insurance planning. Estate planning, which is how you tell your assets. It's the part of your financial plan that you use to instruct all of the things you've accumulated in your life, to instruct those assets where they should go after you die. That's what estate planning is. And then the next one is education planning. This is a very specialized field, a very special part of financial planning for folks who want to make sure they're doing the smart things they can do to provide for education for the people they love. Excuse me. So that's the E, the education planning. T is tax planning, which, as you know, in taking this course, taxes are such a big part of personal finance. So it's a whole essential element of personal finance, and that's why it's in the FREETIC acronym. It's why it's in the blueprint flow. Excuse me. Then obviously investment planning, the most popular topic in this course is investment planning. And then cash flow planning, as you know from the work you've done in your financial plan, cash flow management is such a big part of financial planning. So those are the 7 elements. Now you can rearrange these any way you want. If we go back to the question, what's important about money to you? My wife, Connie, would answer the question very differently. Instead of saying options and freedom, she would say security. And to me, those are they're opposing values. Now, security to my wife means that I would basically have a government job. We are opposites. We're opposites. And she would, that's what she would, let me see if I can find the picture of, I'm going to take a gamble here and see if I can put this on the screen. So I did this before. That's me and my wife. That's not us, but you can tell. But anyway, we're opposites like the people in this illustration. Another illustration that my friend Taylor did. Let me see if I can get rid of this so you can see it. I think you can. Oh no, I hit the wrong one. There we go. So now you can see the whole picture. But again, if you were my wife, she would say security, and that would be a very different, think about it, that would be a very different financial plan than we would have than if you built a financial plan for me. That they're very different approaches. So let me get back to where I need to be so we can get through this. Okay, so FREETIC, that's what it stands for. I want you to learn that. I want you to know that. I want you to think about it and at least have this framework in your mind so that as you complete this course, you walk away with a totally solid understanding of a financial plan. And you can't really do that if you don't know what the 7 essential elements are. So thank you very much for adoring this beautiful creature that was created by my friend Taylor, the FREETIC. So that's it. That's this assignment. You're going to read the article. You're going to understand my philosophy around each of these elements of financial planning. When you read that article from my book, Make Your Money Count, you're going to see the images of the actual blueprint and understand the 3 different sections, and that will translate very easily to the work that you're doing in your Right Capital Financial Plan, which has its own section for a blueprint, which is nothing more than a way to illustrate what's actually in your plan. So it's a powerful tool, I think. Helps a lot of people be able to translate from all the technical stuff that you've done and all of those data cards in your financial plan to the point where you see for yourself an actual representation of your plan, which is your blueprint, and it's all right there in your financial planning portal in Right Capital. So I'm pretty proud of that. I think it's pretty cool. So anyway, you're going to read this assignment. You're going to go through, there's my book, Make Your Money Count, and that's just FYI. So I think I need to clean this up too. It looks like I didn't do that very well. That shouldn't be all clumped together, but I'll fix that. So anyway, that is pretty much it. I'm not going to spend any more time on this, except to say I do have a couple of announcements that I think you're going to want to watch. So let me transition. I'm going to transition to the last assignment here, which is your assignment number 12, week 12, the blueprint. It's your last assignment. It's not required. It is optional. You'll get 50 points if you do it on time. You'll get 60 points if you do it early. So one thing I wanted to let you know is this week is the last Zoom meeting. So we can have one-on-one Zoom meetings if we need to, but remember the actual tutorial request. If you want help on your capstone assignment, you need to send me a tutorial request. So I would be posting that video into your playlist. And that's probably going to be more likely than having a one-on-one Zoom meeting with you. I'd rather just do the Zoom tutorial or the video tutorial, so you know what to do to request a tutorial if you need help, want help. So this could be maybe not the end of our time together, but this will be the last lecture. So I hope you've enjoyed the course. I hope you've learned a lot. I do hope that we can stay connected. But the course is pretty much over. And so let me get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, and back to week 12. Let me tell you how it's going to work with your capstone assignment, because that is what's coming up. I will post that assignment between now and next week if you want it. I generally sense that a lot of students want to have that capstone assignment available and ready to work on sooner rather than later. And remember, the promise that I made you at the beginning of the semester is that if you will do your assignments early, you will earn extra points, and those extra points will accumulate so that by the end of the semester, you will have more time to work on those courses where you have final exams, courses that are just a little bit more difficult than personal finance. And that's all good with me. That's what I wanted. That's the way I set up the course, because in this course, what I want you to do and what I've tried to incentivate you to do is to learn and understand and apply the principles of personal finance so that you can achieve the big goal in the course, which is to become a millionaire by the time you're 50. And I've told you all along that if you will do the things I teach you, if you will practice them and do them and learn them, you will have no trouble achieving that goal of becoming a millionaire by the time you're 50. So that's what this course is about. That's the very practical outcome that I hope for you, and I hope you hope for yourself. And you may think that's a huge goal, but as I've said many times, it's not a huge goal. To have saved $1 million and have a net worth of $1 million by the time you're 50, if you graduate from a business college and you have a net worth of $1 million by the time you're 50, that may sound like a massive goal, but $1 million of net worth by the time you're 50 ain't all that. It's just not. It was a much bigger goal for me because I'm like 100 years old, so by the time I was 50, it was a bigger goal. It will be a bigger goal for you than it will for your kids or my grandkids. it's still a good goal. It's way better than the alternative, and that's why I hope you'll do it. I hope you will exceed that goal. But if you don't do the things I'm teaching in this course, if you don't pay attention to the 3 laws of personal finance, the first law of personal finance is the law of spending and saving. You have to actually spend less than you earn so that you can save more for what matters most. The second law of personal finance, which we spent quite a bit of time on, especially this week, your last assignment, was tax allocation. It's all about tax-advantaged investing. And so if you don't understand that, if you don't understand that tax planning is a huge part of financial planning, you're going to miss out on some of the most important elements and most important strategies that will help you become a millionaire by the time you're 50. And the third law of personal finance, which is definitely the most important one, is the law of purpose and commitment. If you're not ready to commit to whatever goal you have for yourself, you will fail. You will fail. You will not achieve a goal that you don't commit to. And so the whole idea of the blueprint for financial success, the first section of that blueprint is let me just scroll down. You'll see this when you read it, and you'll see that it's it's a big part of the whole process. The foundation of the blueprint is your vision for your life, your core values, what matters most to you. And that's where purpose comes in. If you understand and you're clear about your purpose, then making and sticking with goals, financial goals, basic goals, will be very easy for you. But if you're not clear about your purpose, if you don't ever think about what is your reason for being on this planet, what matters most to you, if you never think about that, then you will have a hard time with the third law of personal finance, which is the law of purpose and commitment. So I hope you will think about those things as you do this assignment. Whether you do the assignment or not, I would encourage you to read the blueprint for financial success. And if you just want the extra 50 points, it's not a difficult assignment, I promise you. So you're going to turn in your capstone assignment whenever you want to. When you do, excuse me, I've got a tickly throat. When you turn in your capstone assignment, I will grade it. And if you turn it in early, and if you have any deductions, you'll have an opportunity to fix those, make corrections, and turn it in and get the 200 points that you get for your capstone assignment. So that's number one. Number two is when you turn in your capstone assignment, when I give you a grade, I'm going to turn around and almost immediately I'm going to give you the 200 points that you have outstanding for your class collaboration. Remember, class participation, with all those class collaboration things that you've done each week, when we do the class collaboration things each week, there's a secret one, and you've been doing them very well. And so if you've been doing them, you've been getting full points with no deductions. And so I owe you 200 points. And you will get those 200 points as soon as you complete your capstone assignment. So I want to incentivize you to help me help you get all those points as soon as possible. And so here's the thing, though. If you don't know how many points you have, and if you're not very confident that you're going to earn 950 points, that's what you need to get an A in this course, 950 points. So if you have currently, say you have 700 points right now, I don't think anybody has 700. I think some have 650. But whatever you have, just think about 400 additional points. If you've gotten no deductions all through the course, there's no reason you'll get any deductions on your capstone, because remember, your capstone assignment is just basically taking each of the assignments you've done throughout the semester in building your financial plan and right capital, and you've been getting feedback and instruction all the way, and now when you do your capstone assignment, you're just going to take each of those lessons basically, and you're going to summarize them and tell me what you learned, and just take another gander at them. You're going to grab screenshots from each of those areas of your financial plan, and you're going to create a report called your capstone assignment. So there's no reason to expect you'll have any deductions if you did not get deductions on other elements, other assignments throughout the course. So that's 200 points. And if you've gotten the points on the assignments, that means I didn't deduct points for you not having the class collaboration element, which means there's no reason you would have any deductions for your 200-point class collaboration. Therefore, you should have, again, based on your numbers, if you haven't gotten deductions, even if you didn't do your assignments early, you still have a good number of points, and you can count on, if you didn't get deductions, you can count on both of those elements, the 200 points for the capstone and the 200 points for class collaboration. And again, you will get those 200 points for the class participation, class collaboration. You'll get those 200 points as soon as you turn in your capstone assignment. So I will be posting the capstone assignment a little early for those of you who I know are eager to check this course off your list, to bag your A, and then you can move on to the other courses that I know will require more attention, more time, more focus, because that's just the way it is. This was never supposed to be a difficult, challenging course. There's lots of homework, and if you've done the homework, you've got the points, and you'll be good to go, and you'll be able to check out of this course, and you won't need to do assignment 12. But if you don't know, if you're not sure if you've got a lot of deductions throughout the semester, do assignment 12, do it early, get the 60 points and have that as a cushion, and don't send me an email and ask me what I think, should you do it or should you not do it. You need to make that decision yourself. So I will not be answering those emails. If you send me an email and ask me if you need to do assignment 12, I'm not going to answer those emails, so check in, group me. Hope that helps. Hope that's not too cruel. That's it. So I don't see any questions. Hey, by the way, Gavin, again, thanks if you're still with me, which it looks like you are, assuming you're not watching Netflix. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, feel free to leave a comment. I do hope you will connect with me on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is my favorite social media. It's kind of Facebook for business owners, I think, or business people, so I like it. And then don't forget, this is being posted to the uhplaylist.com. That's where you can find all of the videos from this semester, but they will not be there for long because once we start the next semester at the University of Houston, we will have a new playlist for the students who are currently enrolled, and that will be redirected. uhplaylist.com is just the domain that we've used to make it easy. I would like to encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If it's one way we can stay connected. If you do that and you hit the little bell, you'll get notified. And when I post videos for whatever, I post a lot of videos for different things and different playlists. But if you do subscribe and you do hit the bell, you'll get notified when I go live. You'll get notified when I post a new video for a new semester. And it's one way we can stay in touch. And if you ever have a question or a comment, you can put it in the comment section of the video. I try to keep up with those every week. It is my personal channel, so I currently have a couple of dozen of subscribers. I don't have very many. It's a brand new channel, so it would mean a lot to me if you subscribe, if you appreciate and enjoy these videos, whether you're in the course or not. So you can do that. Hit the like button too if you like the video. You know how the thing works, right? YouTube doesn't really push these videos out if they don't get some activity. So comments and likes and subscribes. And because it's a brand new channel, you'd be doing me a favor. So anyway, that's just kind of my commercial. So that's it. If you might get another video in the playlist if we get students requesting tutorials, but so far the requests have been very minimal, and that tells me we've done a great job keeping up and understanding what's involved in the capstone assignment, which is, again, not very difficult, and it will be posted very soon. So, all right, if you have any questions, you know how to reach me. If you have any questions about the assignment, oh, I do see a question. I do see Gavin has a question. If we don't do this week's optional assignment, do we need to submit anything or just the class collaboration to count for the 200? You know what, Gavin, if you don't need the points, you don't even need to do the class collaboration. You don't even need to submit that, bro. So that's a great question, though. So let me just repeat that, and somebody hopefully will post this in GroupMe for any other students who have sufficient points and don't need to do the optional assignment. If you don't need the points for the optional assignment, I promise you I'm not going to deduct any points for you not doing the class collaboration. And I think I covered that early on in the video, in this lecture, that this assignment is optional, but I didn't cover specifically that question, Gavin. So thank you for asking, and maybe if you pop that into the GroupMe, that would be nice. If you would do that, would you do that? And that will give that I think I haven't really looked at your points, but if anybody's going to earn extra points for class collaboration, which is occasionally how it works, you would be the guy. So thanks, man. I appreciate your help. You got it, you'll do it, thank you. Just basically say that this week's assignment is optional. If you don't need the points, you don't have to do the assignment, and if you don't do the assignment, don't worry about the class collaboration. And also, if you don't mind, post in there that when you finish your capstone assignment, that's when you will get your 200 points for class collaboration. If you'll post that in there too, that'd be great. So again, this video is in the playlist, so anybody who wants to know that can just watch this, and hopefully everyone will watch this, because it is required to watch the lecture, but it's not required to do the assignment this week. This week's assignment is optional. So thank you for the question, Gavin. I appreciate it. So with no other questions, it's 10:38 a.m. I think I'm going to go ahead and end the Zoom meeting, and then I'm going to end the live stream. So if you're watching on Zoom, thank you. And I'm going to end it now unless I see a question in the chat. I don't see any question in the chat. So I will see you online. I'll hopefully see you on LinkedIn. Let me get that back up just for fun. LinkedIn, that's how you can reach me on LinkedIn. I hope to see you there. And that's going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and end the Zoom meeting now. Thank you, Gavin. Take care of yourself, man. I'm going to end the Zoom meeting now. And now I'm going to jump on over to the live stream. And I'm going to end the live stream now as well. So have a great day. Don't forget to leave a comment, like the video, subscribe, hit the little bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.